Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. In this part I am going to show you how can we design a custom app UI. Okay, so first you need to create a new Flutter project. As you can see here, I have created a new Flutter project, that is empty project. So you may need to go to this file sector, then go new and new Flutter project. Just create a Flutter project. Okay, once you will create this Flutter project, then you will see this inside this lib directory there will be a main.dart file where you will see some auto generate code, and the output of this auto generate code is this application. Okay, so first let me remove all of this code because I will show you how can we do it from scratch. So Control A, remove. So first we need to import our material dart. Okay, so import material dart. In here we need to add our void main. So void main, I am just separating the file. Okay, so void main, and this file will be our main directory. That means when we will run our application, this file will open first. So for this reason we need to connect our another file with this file. So now need to add our runf, which is going to be the new material app. Okay, inside this material app there is a keyword called home, and in this home keyword we need to define our another file that you want to show. Okay, so go to this lib file and right click and select dart file, and in here we can say the home file, that will be our file name. Okay, so in here we also need to import our material dart, and just need to select here the stateful widget. So stateful widget, and we can say in here we need to define our class name. We can say home. Once we'll add this home, this will add in here and in here as well. Now go back to this main file, and in here we need to import our home file that we just created, this file, and we need to define our class here over here. So home is going to be the new home. All right, so now our this file is connected with this main file. Okay, that means when we will run, this main file will call, and this home class, that will be the this class will call. Okay, and in here we will write all of our code. Okay, so first remove this container. In here we will have to add our scaffold widget, because scaffold widget contain all of this okay, so inside the scaffold widget we will have to write our app bar. So app bar contain a new app bar. So app bar is going to be the new app bar, and inside this app bar we need to add the title, and title is going to be the new text where we will write and title will be a text and title will be a text where we will write our app bar title name. We can say that Flutter UI Design app and select a background color. Background color is going to be the colors. So colors dot we can choose the brown color. Okay, all right, now if we want to add some icon over here, then we can select these actions contain a widget, and in here we need to add our icon button. So new icon button. So icon button is icon button contain two parameter. One is for icon, another one is for on pressed. Okay, so icon is going to be the new icon, and that contain icons icons dot send. All right, now let me add another icon button. So new icon button where icon and icon contain, and in here we also need to add another icon, that is going to be the new icon, and icon is going to be the icons dot search. Now if we run this application, we will be able to see our app bar and our icon button. Okay, so here you can see icon button. So let me select it here. So on pressed is going to be the debug print, and in here we will write I'm sorry that we need to add this arrow symbol here. Then in here we can add this thing. Okay, you can say test. Now let me run it here. Now we can see it working here. So just change this one also. So debug print is going to be the, I can say that sent, and for search we can say it search. So what does this on press means actually? So this on press will do when we will click this button. If you want to take any action, then it will work for us. Now if we run this, then if I click here and if we open our terminal, and if you open our terminal, sorry, that not terminal, need to click here in run, then here you can see the send, and if I click in, then you can see the search. That means this button clicking is working here. All right. Okay, so our app bar part is done. Now it's time to add our navigation drawer. So after this app bar, I can say that so let do one thing, add a navigation drawer over here. Okay, so for doing this we need to add a drawer, and this drawer keyword contain a drawer. Okay, so with that drawer keyword and this drawer property, we will be able to see our navigation drawer. But see, you can see the navigation drawer icon, and if we click here, it will give us this page, but we don't have any data here right now. Okay, we need to add our data. Okay, so for adding a data, first we need to define a child is going to be the new list view contain the children of widget. Now the question is that why we need to add this list view, because if we select the list view and if we add multiple data here in our navigation drawer, then it will automatically do scrolling. Okay, so this is the good solution to add this list view, and inside this list view we can add all of our property whatever we want to add. Hope you understand. Okay, now first we need to add our new user account drawer header. Okay, it will give us two parameter, one is account name and another one is account email. So what does it mean? This new user account drawer header will create a header over here inside our at the top of our navigation drawer. Okay, so first account name, so account name should be a text, so we need to select a new text, and we can say here code with YDC. Okay, and account email, it should be the text as well, so new text, and in here we need to add, I can say ydc@gmail.com. now if I do hot reload, we will be able to see our title, our name and email address, and we can see a default background color. Okay, that is provided by Flutter. If we want to change this color, then we need to import here the decoration. So add decoration is going to be the new box decoration, and this inside the box decoration we can change our color. So select the color is going to be the so colors dot, we can say the green color. Okay, now if I do hot reload, then we will be able to see our color has changed. All right, so our header part is done. Now it's time to add. So let me explain it again. So if we want to add drawer in our application, then we must need to write our drawer keyword, and this drawer keyword contain a drawer, and inside this drawer I have added this list view, just because of in our navigation drawer we will add multiple data items, so that we can add this data item one by one, and if we need, we can do a scroll. Okay, and inside this list view I have added this user accounts drawer header, and that contain this whole part, this whole part, this background color, this title and email. You may add the profile image as well, but I am not going to add it in this part. Okay, so now it's time to add the list item, right? So now we need to add our list style. So list style is another attribute. So list style, and this list style contain two property. One is title, and that will be the name of our list item. We can say the new text, we can say the first one, so first item. Okay, and the leading, so leading is going to be the new icon, and icon is going to be the icons, so icons dot, we can say search. Okay, now if we do hot reload, we will be able to see our item and see our icon in the left side, then our title. Okay, but what you should do if you want to add this icon in the right side. Okay, so for that you need to choose the trailing. Okay, so there is a two property. One is called leading. If you select leading, it will add in the left side. If you select trailing, it will add in the right side. Now do hot reload, and I do believe that we can see this heart in the right side. So I will prefer to add leading. Okay, and now if you want to change the font size of the title, then you need to add the style, and this style contains text style, and inside this text style you can change the font size. Font size is going to 2122.0. all right, now if I do hot reload, I believe that we will be able to see this thing. And do one thing, change the color as well for the icon. So select the color keyword, and this color keyword contain colors. So colors dot, I will choose the amber color. Now do hot reload, we can see this color has changed. Okay, now if I click outside of this item, it may collapse. Okay, but if I click in this item, it is not collapsing, or it's not doing anything. So for that we need to use here another property that is called onTap. So inside this onTap, okay, we need to add our navigator. So navigator dot off, that is the build context dot pop. Okay, now run it, and if I click, all right, click, now you can see it collapsing. So it's working right now. So do one thing, just copy this list style and add few more time, so that we can change this thing to change it to second item, and as well as change the icon. And another one, third item, and the fourth one as well. So third one and the fourth item, change the color and change it to send. Okay, now if I do hot reload, I will be able to see this thing. So here we can see the first item, second item, third item, and fourth item. Okay, so our navigation part is done. I think the size is quite big, should reduce this to 19, it will be good. So change the font size of this of each and every item. So 22 is going to be the 19, and this one is going to be the 19 as well. Alright, now if I do hot reload, I will be able to see now it's quite a good color. Okay, so our effort and our navigation drawer is done. Now it's time to start working in our main part. Okay, so for that we need to add our body part. Okay, this one will be our main part actually. So body is going to be the, in here I would like to add the list view as well, because we need to add multiple data items so that we can scroll it. So list view, whenever you will add list view, you must need to import this children of widget. Okay, so now in here first I would like to change the color. Okay, so this app has a good color, so I will try to copy this color code from this application. So choose this color. Okay, now I would like to add this background color here. So we need to use the background color. Color is going to be the color. Make sure that you choose color, not colors, and inside this value you need to add the 0, then X, then double F. So this is the mandatory, you must need to add this way, otherwise your color code will not work. And remove this hash. Okay, so this 0, X, and double F, then your color code, and must and make sure that you are reducing your hash from your color code. Okay, that is the hexa code maybe. So now run it, and we can see that our background color has changed. And inside this background color, I will divide this layout into two parts. Okay, the first one will be the first one will be for horizontal and the second one will be the for vertical, okay, where you will add couple of other list item. Okay, all right, so now inside the list view I can comment out here. You can say that first container, inside this first container, first define, I'm sorry, like a new container, so new container, okay, and I can comment out here int of first container, int of first container, okay. So now the thing is that in here we need to define our margin. So select margin is going to be the as inside all means it will create, or it will take space from all of the side, like the left side, right side, bottom and the top side, okay. But there is another property, you may select the as inside only, then you can select your property where you, from which part you want to take space, okay, maybe left, maybe top, okay. So for this, okay, then select the height, I can say that to 50.0. all right, and now in here we need to add our child, and child is going to be the, okay, so child is going to be the new list view has the children of widget property. In here we need to write down our in here we need to write down and define here the axis, like the scroll direction. The scroll direction is going to axis dot horizontal, okay. Now in here we need to define our container. So each and every container will contain each and every column item, okay. So for that, what can we say? So this is the list view where we will contain this thing, and let add the height. No need to define the height, maybe it will take this to 50, but we need to add the background color, not the background color, need to select the color. Color is going to be the color, and value is going to be the 0x, and for this color I will choose this color, okay. Okay, so let me open this color curve so that I can took this color, okay, so this color. And in here we need to add the 0x FF this color and remove this code, okay. Now we will add data. So add child is going to be the new column. For if you define a column, then you must need to define a children of widget. So what is the advantage of using a column? The advantage of adding a column is that we will be able to add our data vertically, okay. So let's say new text, we can say the first item data, okay, then add another text as a size box. So size box, create a space between two parts. Size box is going new size box, and height is going to be 5.0, and in here need to add another text where I will be able to add the, you can say, details of first item, okay. Now run it, and in here we can see our data item here, okay. But I think that we need to reduce our height. We don't need to add 250 for these two texts. You can say that 150 will be fine. Run it again. Okay, so we need to define the width as well, so that we can see that it will look good. So define the width. So width is going to be select 150.0. Now if I run it, okay, so height is 150 and width is 150. I think I should add this width here. Width is 150.0. Now if I run it, this 150 to 100 because we don't need to 150 space. Okay, now it's look good. Okay, so now the one thing that we can do that so this is our main container, and this container contain the whole thing, and this container contain these two part. Okay, so inside this not this container, actually this container contain the whole things, right? So first change the to one thing that we need to add this text in the center. So we need to use the cross axis element, and this one is going to be cross axis element dot center. Then I think we should add here main axis element. So main axis element is going to be the main axis element dot center. Now if I run this then you can see our text is in center. Now we need to change our text color and style. So style is going to be the text style. Change font size 20.0 and change the color. Color is going to be the colors dot white. So colors dot white. Okay, and for this one we also need to change the color. So style is going to be the text style, and font size is going to be the 18.0. I need to change the color, and color is going to be the colors dot white. Now run it, and we can see this size has increased, but I think we need to decrease the font size. It's really high. So and this one for select 14. Now run it. Okay, now it's look good, right? So I think we need to change it a little bit, because we can, if we can add the decoration, that may be good. So this one is our container. Okay, this container contain the whole things. So in here do one thing, that add the decoration. So decoration is going to be the new box decoration, and in here we can say the border radius is going to be the border radius dot circular. We can say 15.0. and whenever if you are using a box decoration inside a container, then you should add your color inside your box decoration, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so this is our main container. That container contain the whole part, okay, where we added this column and all of this thing. And inside this container I just added a decoration so that we can see the round shape, and you need to add this decoration, box decoration, color and border radius. Okay, now we may see we can see the round shape here. Okay, so this is the thing that we can see here, the round shape. But if you want, I think you can increase the size, the radius, instead of 15 to 250, then you will see more rounded. See, more rounded. Okay, so still the size seems a bit high, so I will change it to 16, and let's see if it look good now. Okay, now it's good. So now we will have to copy this container few more times, so that, and before that try to add a size box here, new size box, and wide is going to say 6.0, and this size box will create a space between two item. Like this one is our first item, and when we'll add a second item here, then between two item it should have some space. Okay, that's why I have added size box 6. So now this is our main container. Now we need to copy this container, post it here, paste it here, and if I do the hot reload, then we can see this one. Do one thing, now copy this one from here and including the size box, and paste it a couple of more time, so that we can see that scroll is working. Okay, now run it. Here we go. See, we can see this thing, see, and we can scroll it vertically, and we can scroll it vertically, right? Yes, we can scroll it vertically. Now the thing is that, what can we say, now we need to work for our vertical data item. Okay, so where is our main container? So this is our first container. Inside this container we have added all of this code, and at the end of this code we need to add another container. So we can say that second container start. Now we need to add new container and add the margin. Margin is going to be the as insert all 10.0. okay, in here we need to add the child. Child is going to be the new. We can add the column, or we can add the list view. It's better to add list view so that we can do a scroll. Okay, so now inside this list view, what we need to do actually, inside this list view we are going to add all of our thing. So define a container. So new container. So child is going to be the new. So new, we can say that what you can say, we can add so in here we can do two things, like we can divide our container into two parts, like this one where we will define the date, and then we can add this thing. Okay, so we need to define, for that we need to define our row. So row has children of widget. Now I will what I can say, now I will define this row, each and every item into two part, and for that we need to use the new expand so that we can get the expected size. Okay, new expand. Okay, this new expand take two parameter, one is flex and another one is child. So need to select flex 2, and child is going to be the new text, new container, we can say, so that we can define the height. So define the height here, or do one thing, we don't need to define the height here. We can define the height inside our container. So container height is going to be the, you can say 120.0. okay, so then it will automatically create a height. Okay, so new container height, and define the color of the height. Do one thing, choose the color here, like color is going to be the colors. So color is going to be the color, then 0x, and copy this thing. Okay, so new container, and in here we need to add our child. We can say the new text, we can say that 5th July. Now run it. Hope we will be able to see this thing. Okay, so we can't see this. Okay, the reason is that in our main container, that is our second main container, we didn't define our height. We must need to define our height for that. So height is going to be the say 600.0. okay, now run it. Now it should work. Okay, so here we can see that we can see our color and we can see our date as well. Okay, but do one thing, add one more expanded and change the flex to 4 so that we can get more space from this part. Okay, we can see this thing, but as we didn't add the size box, that's why we can't see the distance. So new size box, white is going to be the 6.0, 2 hot reload, okay, so new size box and new expanded flex box 4, but we can't see the space because that I think we did a mistake. Actually it is creating a space, but unfortunately we added this color inside our whole container, that is contain the whole container. That's why we can see the whole color here. So we need to divide this color into two parts. It will not work here, but we can add this color inside our each and every container. Okay, now it will work fine. Okay, so now we can see the distance and our height is decreased, right? So for that we need to define this height inside our each and every container so that it will work perfectly. And let me add it here. Now run it. Now it should work fine. And here we go. We can see the space and we can see our text as well. Okay, so for our first text, this is our first container, because in here we will change this thing. So for this text we need to add it in center, right? So if we want to add it center, we need to cast it with some another property. We can say that center widget. Will it work? Yeah, it's working. We can see the center widget. Or if you want, instead of the center widget, we can add our alignment. So wrap with new widget. Let me do it this way. This one is going to be the alignment. So align. Okay, so inside this align, there is a property called alignment. Alignment is going to be the alignment dot center. So alignment dot center. Now if I run it, still we can see that our text is in center. Okay, so now in here we need to decorate our text. Okay, so add style. So style is going to be the text style, and text style contain the font size, and you increase the font size to 20.0, and color is going to be the colors dot white. So colors dot white. Now hot shell out. Now we can see that color is working. I think 20 is a huge so 20 is a huge amount of font size, so we need to reduce it, and this one is perfect. Okay, so this container contain our whole data, and okay, so this container contain our whole data including this expanded, and inside this expanded we have added another container. Okay, so now we need to start working on it. So remove this text from here. Okay, so new expanded. All right, new expanded the container, and this container child. In here we need to add column so that we can add two data here. So column is going to be the children of widget. All right, now new text is, I'm sorry, new text, we can say that first column item. Okay, add a size box so that we can see that height is going to be the 6.0, and is going to be the new text, and we can say that details of first column, and we can say that details of first column. Now hit the run button, and I hope we will be able to see this data. Okay, now we need to decorate it. First change the color. So style is going to be the text style, and font size is going to be the 18.0, and we need to change the color. Color is going to be the colors. Colors dot white, and for that one we need to add the style is going to be the text style, font size is going to be the 14.0, and color is going to be the colors dot white. Now if I run this, we can see this data is working here. Alright, now what we need to do, actually we need to add it in the center, right? So if you want to add it in center, then what can we do? So all of this data are inside this column. So this column has a property called main axis alignment dot center. I think it should work. See, it's working right now. Okay, so we can scroll it horizontally, and now we need to add, I think it will be good if we can add more space between two things, like at 10.0. now run it here. Okay, so now it's working from here. Alright, so this is the ListView container. Now this container contains the whole thing, right? So after that, in here first need to add new size box and define the height, and we can say height 8.0, and this size box height will take space between two parts. Like this one is our one data, once we will add our second data so that it can create a space. That's why I have selected this size box. Now I need to copy this first container, that is this container, okay, up inside this list view. So copy and paste it here. Let me check if it work or not. So here we can see, and another good thing is that using the expanded is that it will take the same space in each and every device. Okay, see, for even for the each and every data, it will automatically take the space. Okay, so here you can see this flex is this expanded is taking 2 and this one is taking 4. Okay, if we increase or decrease this item, like this expanded 4, then the size of this thing will decrease automatically. Once you are selecting this expanded flex, you don't need to define the white, okay, because it will automatically take the white for different device. Okay, but make sure that you have selected height. Okay, here we have selected our height of 120 for each and every expanded data. Okay, so make sure that you have selected this height, but you don't need to select the white, because when we are using this flex, that means this flex is automatically taking a space according to the device size. Okay, so this one took this 15 July part took 2 and this one took 4. That's why we can see that this space is bigger than this one. Okay, so now add a couple of more times so that we can see few more data over here. So let me paste it few more time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So run it. Once we run it, then we will see that few more data, and the good thing is that we can scroll it here, right? See, we can scroll it. Okay, so we have successfully, even we can scroll the whole part as well. Okay, this whole part we can scroll just because of inside our body we have added this list view. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, that if we are using list view, that means we are able to do a scroll for our whole screen. Okay, see, and inside this second container I also added the list view. That's why where is the second part? This one, see. So that's why we can also scroll inside this second container. See, this one is our first container, but when I am scrolling with this data item, that is only scrolling inside this container, that is not affected in our top container. Okay, so that is the advantage of using container. You may want to fix your this container, but for your user you may want to scrollable you may want to scroll over your second container. So in that case you can use the list view, but there are some other property as well. With that you can also add scrollable option in your Flutter application. Okay, so I think we are done for that part, and yes, our navigation bar is working perfectly, our app bar is working perfectly. And another thing that I would like to show you that I have couple of courses on Udemy. Okay, so if you want to, let me courses here. Okay, so if you need a free coupon, then you can join to my Facebook group. In the description below you will see my Facebook group link, and as well as you will find discount coupon. You may have money problem, then you can contact with me in my group, then maybe I will be able to give you free coupon. Okay, so I think that's it for this part. We will continue with from our next part. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.